I'm so nervous. I've never done anything like this before.
Where are we?
At Top of the World restaurant. On January 30th, 2023, my husband and I had the opportunity to fly out to Las Vegas to attend the annual International Builders Show and visit the BOXABL factories, home of the famous and wildly popular 375 square foot foldable prefab casita homes. We documented our experience every step of the way, from the incredible people we got to meet, to the food we got to eat, to the tying of the shoes on our feet. Okay, the shoelaces aren't really a major part of it, but you'll definitely want to stick around for the rest of it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Las Vegas vlog. Hello, it is the evening before our flight to Vegas to go to IBS and to see the BOXABL factories, and I have so many jitters. I headed over to Best Buy and I bought an extra SD card. Here it is. I also got an extra battery for my camera because I do not want to be caught with a dead battery in the middle of the day. That would be absolutely terrible. I also got this microphone to go on top of my camera, and I also got this tripod. This is the same brand as my GorillaPod. It's the brand Joby, so hopefully I have everything that I need to have a really seamless filming experience at both the Builders Convention and the BOXABL factories. We made it through TSA. Now we're getting coffee at Stumptown because that's a must when you're at the Portland airport. It might sound strange, but for me, the time spent at the Portland airport and the late night flights to our destination is just as highly anticipated as the trip itself. Our plane was scheduled to land in Vegas at midnight, and though we started to feel the first signs of exhaustion as we began to land, there's just something about the Las Vegas city lights that wakes you right back up again. We're here, we are waiting to get a taxi.
They just keep on rolling by.
Yeah, they just keep passing us. Some people are waving, some people aren't waving. We're confused, but hopefully we get to our hotel by 1 a.m. maybe.
Ugh. We got one.
Our long-awaited taxi dropped us off at Treasure Island, which would be our hotel for the next few days. The first thing I noticed when we stepped inside the lobby was the intense smell of cigarettes. The second thing was the super long line at the reception desk. What time is it? Give us a time check.
1:05 a.m.
Alright, we got our room keys. We are headed to the 33rd floor. Yay! After our long night of flying, driving, and checking into our hotel, our cozy and clean room was an amazing sight. The view of the city from the 33rd floor was also incredible, but after staring out the window for a little while in admiration, it was time to call it a night and rest up for the day ahead. Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 31st here in Las Vegas. We just recently woke up. We got like 2.5 hours of sleep, and we are about ready to go and get our rental car. It is so cold. For some reason I thought it would be warmer than it is, but it's freezing. So I'm about to get dressed and we will be heading out very, very soon. Getting a warm cardigan out. White t-shirt. Alright, Alright folks, we've gotten our rental car. We are now currently in the Starbucks drive-thru line. It looks like breakfast is just gonna be coffee this morning. I am not quite sure how this is gonna go because I've never been to IBS before, and it sounds like it's the Las Vegas Convention Center is pretty huge, and there's going to be a whole host of builders there, and we wrote down where the BOXABL booths are going to be, but I honestly, I'm kind of going into it trying to just keep an open mind and be curious because I have no idea how it's going to go and how filming is going to go. Navigating the Las Vegas Convention Center was not easy. The space is so huge, and they actually had another event going on at the same time as the Builders Show, so we accidentally stumbled into that before we figured out where IBS was being held. But after some searching and struggling, we finally got our passes and were able to start walking around and exploring all the booths. So it looks like this event is taking place in multiple areas in the convention center. Right now we're in one of the south buildings, right?
Yeah, this is South Building.
South Building. And I don't think BOXABL is in this particular section, so I have the booth numbers, but I don't quite know what section they're in, so I'll have to find that out. So far, we're just kind of exploring what there is in this part of the convention center. Ooh, and there goes my badge. Very smooth, very slick. Out of all of these exhibits here, a lot of them are not just builders, but also folks selling building materials. We saw some residential elevators. We saw people selling like these sliding glass doors that kind of like fold in. People exhibiting like butcher block counters. I even saw some people with like a booth for knives. There's a lot of other exhibits here, and 3 days is probably not even enough to see the entire thing. When we found out the BOXABL was located in the outdoor exhibits section, we decided to make our way out there to check out the models and film. I definitely had some butterflies, especially when I stepped into the BOXABL casita for the first time. I can't believe I've been talking about these homes for a year and a half, and I'm actually in one, and I'm like freaking out. It feels very spacious. Like, it doesn't feel cramped at all. It's exactly as advertised. The ceilings are quite high. As you can see, this door slides here like this. You can have a washer dryer stackable right here. Am I allowed to sit on the bed? I'm not gonna do it. Though it was super fun to check out the casita, the main attraction at the BOXABL exhibit was the never-seen-before two-story BOXABL model home. I actually have a full video about it on my channel with a detailed tour of the home and an interview with BOXABL CEO Paolo Tiramani, but here's my raw reaction to touring this amazing home for the first time. So this home is a custom home that has 3 units stacked together. I had never seen BOXABL like this until stepping into this large 1,100 square foot model home. I knew that stackable units were always a part of their plan, but seeing it in real life was definitely a very cool experience. The 375 square foot casita won't fit everyone's needs, but with the potential for customization, like with this 2-story model, BOXABL certainly widens their audience and customer base. As you can see here, you've already got a lot more space, more bedrooms. Walk in here, we've got a nice bathroom with a double sink. These showers are quite spacious. I'm not a very tall person, but I'm gonna step in it really quick to give you an idea. Very, very comfortable. I can't get over how high these ceilings are. And you've got a mini split right there. Another bedroom. So you've got like a Jack and Jill kind of situation here. I can't believe that we're experiencing this. Let's go up the spiral staircase to the loft.
We're being greeted.
Thank you. Did Galliano put you up to this?
Pretty much, yeah, the whole game.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
This is not a tiny home anymore.
No, and that's the point. Is like I think it's starting out with like tiny home models, but it's gonna grow to be so much bigger than that, literally. The balcony was such a cool addition to the 2-story model, so we spent some time up there after the tour to soak it all in and to chat with the folks from AGS Stainless, the manufacturer that made the stainless steel rails you see here. After touring both the BOXABL Casita and BOXABL 2.0, Anton and I went down to film some footage of the BOXABL utilities, which is also a video that's currently up on my channel if you want to go check that out. After all the touring, excitement, and filming at the BOXABL booth, we looked at another builder's exhibit that was right right next door. As much as we wanted to continue walking around, we knew that it was now time for some sustenance, so we made our way over to the food carts to scour all the delicious lunch options that were being offered outside. Okay, we're hungry. Yeah?
Yep. Here for some lola kebab.
Oh yeah, let me show you guys what we're getting.
We're allowed to go there too.
Would you look at that? Shawarma. Sheesh, your bowl looks so good. We are very hungry, especially Anton, because he did not eat anything this morning. Sheesh.
My wife would never
Now that we had extra strength and stamina, we were ready to go back indoors and check out everything else IBS had to offer. We spent a couple hours over at the BOXABL exhibit just filming on the camera, on our phones, taking pictures. It was an absolute dream. Now we're back inside checking out some more exhibits. There was so much to see and learn, from building methods and materials to products and systems you can use in a completed home.
I guess it's good for selfies.
It's good for selfies, yeah. Moving on, we looked at some big luxury blinds, foldable attic access ladders, and giant entryway doors. I also got to watch Anton geek out over electrical panels, breakers, and dimmer switches. We had to pause for a moment to rest our feet, but quickly got back up to keep making our way through the rest of the booths. One of my favorite concepts that we stumbled upon was a company that makes hidden doors that are disguised as shelving and cabinetry units. When we went over to the doll tile exhibit to look at some granite and quartz surfaces, I just had to touch all the slabs and tile that they had on display. What do you guys think about this right here? I don't think I've seen something like this before. This is a unique pattern. Man, am I glad we wore some comfy shoes to this event, because even in sneakers, our feet were absolutely killing us by this point. Nevertheless, we kept going and got to see some more amazing displays like this fire pit lineup, these pop-up electrical outlets, and this Tradement International booth that had a mini and life-size recreation of the iconic lunch atop a skyscraper photo that you could pose and get a picture with. We then stumbled upon this incredible light-up water fountain, an insanely impressive vacuum-like laundry chute, and a hammering competition that Anton ended up participating in. We knocked out a majority of the displays on the first day and we were feeling pretty proud of ourselves, but now it was time to head back to our car and plan our next move. It's almost 3 o'clock now. We're just absolutely exhausted. We made it through 2 large sections of exhibits, and I think it's time to wrap it up for the day. It's been a long day, but a very exciting day. After we got done at IBS for the day, we had to walk 15 minutes to our car, which was really great and fun and wonderful.
Oh, it was cold.
And yeah, super cold and windy. Then we went to Best Buy because we decided that it would be a good idea to purchase a gimbal, like a stabilizer for the camera. Excited for food. The energy is chaotic, but the food looks really good. After a long day with tons of walking, those amazing tacos tasted even more incredible. We had to finish off our day with some good coffee, so Anton found a cafe not too far from us and we began our short evening walk. We just tried a new cafe. It's called Earth Cafe. And it's really good. To finish off the night, we went on a drive to check out the city a bit, then came back to our hotel for some much needed rest. After all, tomorrow will be the day that we go to check out the BOXABL factories. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday and today is the day that we are shooting at the BOXABL factories. I'm so excited and so nervous and just feeling all the emotions. I wanted to show you the gimbal, or like the stabilizer we got. This is what it looks like. I'm about to open it up and make sure that we know how to use it before we leave. Little did I know that figuring out how to use a gimbal should not be done on the day you need to use it. It was so much harder than I thought it would be. We actually had to go back to Best Buy because we couldn't figure out a few things, and the person that sold it to us generously gave us a whole crash course on how to use it.
Just go ahead and rotate like this.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Right.
Both Anton and I had a chance to practice, and we walked out of there feeling much more confident than we were earlier that morning. The BOXABL factory was only about a 25-minute drive from the strip, and catching the first glimpses of it from the road was super exciting. Oh, we are here. I don't want to give away too much information because I will have a video coming out about our factory tour and some exciting news about BOXABL's expansion, but I will say it was very cool to see the behind-the-scenes operations during a working shift.
So welcome to Factory 1. So this factory is 170,000 square feet, just about 4 acres big. We moved into this factory last year in July and started production in September.
Our tour guide Louise gave us a very thorough walkthrough and explanation of how the building process works, drove us around the factory to see a bunch of wrapped and ready to be shipped casitas, and took us over to see BOXABL Factory number 2, which is their most recent expansion. Oh wow! Definitely keep an eye out for this video, but in the meantime, enjoy these terribly corny photos of me in their on-site casita. Filming at IBS was awesome, but it was definitely a lot easier to film tons of footage at the factories where there wasn't too much foot traffic and we often had spaces all to ourselves. It took us a couple hours to shoot everything we wanted, but thankfully we were able to stay as long as we needed. When we were done, Louise gave us a couple BOXABL baseball caps, which we proceeded to put on immediately before taking off. Touring the factories was awesome, but we also had some pretty cool evening plans that we were eager to get to. Great day today so far. It's also Anton's birthday. We were at both BOXABL factories, as you know, and we saw the BOXABL casita. It was really, really great. Then we went and we got tacos at the same place that we were at last night because it was incredible and we wanted more. And in hindsight, we probably shouldn't have eaten and gotten these drinks because we have a reservation at the Strat after this. But, oh well. That cigarette smell never gets better. Having dinner at the Stratosphere was something Anton wanted to make sure we made time for during our stay in Vegas, and making our dinner reservations on his birthday made perfect sense. We are about to head out to the Strat, and they have a very strict dress code, so I don't know. I have like a skirt on and like a white shirt. This cardigan hopefully will keep me warm. And then, okay, I have these sandals. Again, I thought it was going to be warmer in Vegas than it is. It's definitely too cold for these sandals, but I don't have any other shoes that are like nice. Okay, this is hubby's outfit of the night. Ooh, you look so handsome. You look real nice. We're ready to go. The view was absolutely breathtaking and the food was phenomenal. We ordered filet mignon and ribeye cap steak, some roasted cauliflower and asparagus, and a side salad to go with our entrees. The cool thing about dining at the Strat is that the floor actually rotates as you eat, and by the time we finished dinner, we had made a full circle and truly got to enjoy all the city views. After dinner, we had tickets to see a Luke Bryan concert at the Resorts World Hotel. This was the first time at a concert for both of us, so even though we're not necessarily diehard Luke Bryan fans, the performance and atmosphere was incredible. It was such a fun end to what had been a very eventful day, and we still had one more full day left to look forward to. Hey guys, it is our third and final day here in Vegas. First day we did IBS, second day we did BOXABL Factories, and now on our final day we are back at IBS to shoot a little bit more at the BOXABL exhibit and hopefully hit another section that we haven't seen yet. For today's second visit to the BOXABL exhibit, I wanted to give myself an opportunity to get extra footage that we may not have caught the first couple days. I also hope to have the chance to speak with Paolo or Galliano, and thankfully Paolo was able to sit down with us for an interview shortly after we arrived. Though I had written out questions and prepared to the best of my ability beforehand, the butterflies in my stomach were working overtime as we were setting up our shot and waiting for Paolo to come up to the balcony. But when we started talking, the jitters subsided and the conversation just flowed candidly.
Is this the interview, by the way? Oh, okay, great.
We're just talking.
We're just chatting.
Yeah, we're just chatting. After speaking for almost half an hour, I was beyond grateful that Paolo had been so generous with his time. I didn't want to hold him up any longer, but when he suggested filming a tour in the two-story home, I jumped at the opportunity.
Got it rubbed off. Do you want to walk around and chat a little bit or not?
Would that be okay?
Thank
you. Yeah. We made our way back down the stairs and to the entrance of the home. As soon as the crowd dispersed and the barricades went up, we went in to start filming. Like I mentioned earlier, you can watch our full tour in my BOXABL 2.0 video. It was so much fun to film, and we were so glad to have gone back to the BOXABL exhibit during our last day in Vegas. There was still a section of the Builders show that we hadn't explored yet, so after our time with Paolo, we went back in to view the last of the exhibits. In the midst of it all, we found some games to play and figured this would be a good way to wrap up the third and final day of IBS. Oh, 30! Okay.
I got the both.
Yeah. No, not both, just one.
I got both.
Really? Okay, well, we have footage, so. Alright, folks, that is a wrap for IBS, and we are nearing the end of our final day here in Vegas. We're going to finish off the day by going and taking a walk. We're going to go see the fountains at the Bellagio. We actually took a proper walk along the strip during this evening, and seeing the fountains was a must. We also walked into several hotels, including Caesar's Palace and the Bellagio, and the Bellagio had a beautiful Chinese garden display for Lunar New Year. Our time in Vegas was coming to an end, and our flight back home to Portland had us waking up before the sun the next day. It's 5 in the morning. Oh, thank you very much. Time check. 5:19, there you go. We just dropped off our rental car, and now there's a shuttle that's going to take us from the rental car place back to the airport. Our flight is at 7:30. All right, I will see you at the airport or on the airplane. It's too early, goodbye. You know you're back in the Pacific Northwest when you see rain droplets on the airplane window. Upon landing, we grabbed a quick lunch at Elephant's Deli, another PDX classic, and my dad was already waiting to pick us up at arrivals. It felt like the entire weight of the past week was making an impact on my mind and body and leaving me feeling quite exhausted, but it was truly a satisfying and fulfilling exhaustion, the kind that comes after new and exciting experiences. Okay, we are finally home. It is 10:30 a.m. and I'm just, the trip was incredible. What an amazing experience, but it always feels so good to be home after being away for a little while. A load of laundry has been started, a candle has been lit, we got some food while we were at the airport, and it's just time to get back into the swing of things. So thank you so much for joining me on this entire experience. Thank you for spending your time watching this. If you're still here, I had so much fun filming this for you. If you have any questions for me about the experience or about BOXABL at all, definitely let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you later.